Today what we're going to be working on is something called the tango. Okay? Have you guys ever done any dancing?
That night in Mexico, but that's it.
Okay. You did it in Mexico for your honeymoon, right? Yeah. Okay. So a little bit of fun there. Well, what I'm going to introduce you to is a way to communicate with each other. I know one of the things you said that you were looking for out of this experience was a way to be able to communicate better with each other and to find ways to be able to feel more understood and listen to.
That would be helpful.
Yeah, so we're going to do that with something called the tango. All right, and let me give you your dance card here, one for each of you. And in there you'll see the rules of the tango as well as the actual thing that we're going to do. And what it is the T-A-N-G-O stand for something. On the back you'll see there's some feeling words because there's a little bit of feelings involved in this whole thing, okay? If you would, one of you, would you read the first rule of the tango for us?
Takes turn being the leader of this dance. Only one listener and speaker at a time.
Okay, so what's going to happen is one of you is going to be speaking, the other one's going to be listening. You have a job, all right, to do. And just like when you lead, if both people are leading in a dance, it doesn't work out very well, right? So one person's speaking, one person's listening. You have roles to play. Okay? Nehemiah, what about the second one? What does it say?
Be brief when you're the speaker.
Okay, so you don't want to go on and on for like 10 minutes about what's going on because it's hard for the other person to be able to really listen and make sure they understand what it is that they're hearing if you kind of just go on and on and on. Okay? So you're going to keep it brief. All right. Shannon, what's the next one?
Don't try to solve the problem. Just work to understand the other person's perspective, feelings, and hopes for the issue.
Okay. So do you ever get into trouble because you're both trying to get your point across and trying to solve a problem and the
Never. Never happened to us. We're perfect.
Okay. But the conversation for many couples doesn't go well that way. So you're teasing me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So so many couples that happen. So one of the things in communication that couples really have to do is to slow down and take the time to make sure you really understand what it is that your partner's trying to say. Okay, and then you problem solve. That's next week. Okay, this week we're going to work on just listening, understanding. Okay, and the next thing.
If either of you feel emotionally flooded, take a break and cool down.
Okay, so if the conversation starts to go wrong, basically you start getting really upset, very angry, having a difficult time with it, then you say, okay, I need to take a break, and we'll come back later. All right, so a timeout kind of a thing. You had a reaction to that. What was your thought going on there?
I think we've talked about it enough that it's me who has the problem. So it's just annoying that we have to do this.
You don't have the problem. I think we do a good job talking about stuff together. Sometimes you just get a little upset.
Yeah.
So would it be helpful if you were able to notice that you're getting upset and let's take a break from trying to do this and communicate and try it again later?
I guess. It's like I have a point, but when I get frustrated, he doesn't listen anymore. And so I could see this being helpful.
Okay. It kind of makes sense. If you think of it kind of like an emotional flood comes in and it's really hard to do anything when you're super upset and you're frustrated and you're both just feeling like this is going wrong. Nobody feels heard. Nobody feels understood, right? And so when there's a flood, you just can't really communicate well. And you have to wait until the waters come down. And then you can get back into dancing with each other. So, sense? Makes sense?
I guess so.
Okay. We can continue working on that. I mean, that's something I know you said that you kind of struggle with is you feel things very strongly.
Yeah.
You're not someone that's just easygoing all the time. That's you, right? You're easygoing, you're the rock in the family, and you're the heart, right, in the family.
I'm the heart.
So, okay. What's the last one? There's one more, right?
Affection, intimacy, and tender touch is allowed. Being positive will make the conversation go well.
Okay. So even if it's something that's hard to talk about, it's good to hold hands or say something positive, and actually that's part of it, is you're going to say something positive. Okay. So then what's going to happen is one person's going to be the speaker, and the speaker is the T, A, and N of Tango.
Okay.
Right? And the listener is the G and the O. Right? And we hope that you'll be able to do this at home and practice it. And so we're going to practice it here. But we're also hoping that you'll learn the principles behind it. And the principles behind this are the rules, really, to slow things down, listen when you're listening, speak when you're speaking, and not have two speakers at once, to try to understand each other before you go to try to problem solve with what's going on in your marriage. Okay? So the T is to tell what happened. Okay? Say what happened that you're needing to talk about. The A is how it affected you. This is the feelings. You've got feeling words on the back to help you if you're kind of like, I felt bad, but I'm not sure. Oh, okay, I'm disappointed. Or whatever it is exactly, so that your partner really knows what's going on inside you. Because we can often read each other being kind of happy or sad, but sometimes we need a little help to know details about that. And then the N is a nurturing statement, some kind of positive valuing statement to the partner about who they are and your relationship or something like that.
You should
Okay?
nurture me more.
Question?
It affected me. That's how you want us to say it?
Kind of like you can say, this is how it affected me, or when this happened, it affected me by this, or I felt this. Any of those would be okay. Whatever works for you. Okay? All right. And then the listener side, your job is to listen to what they had to say as they went through the T and the A in the end, and to then reflect back, basically. Did I get it? I heard you say this. Did I get it?
Okay.
All right. That way it gives your partner the chance to clarify things if they didn't say it in a way that you could understand, or maybe you got distracted and didn't hear it. And then the O is to observe the effects. That means watch what's going on between the two of you. Are you feeling closer from this conversation? Are you feeling farther apart? Is one of you getting upset? What do you see going on? And just to state, I see this going on with this conversation. It's going well, or, this isn't going so well, something like that. Okay? You guys game to try this?
Sure.
It's worth a try.
It's worth a try. All right. Well, I appreciate your willingness to try new things. What we're going to do is we're actually going to stand up. There's research on similar kinds of communication techniques, and what we do is we have people actually stand up and do it. It helps your body remember. Have you ever heard of different learning styles? Right?
Like kinetic?
Yes. You have a teaching background, right? So what happens is some people learn things by actually getting up and moving around and moving their bodies, right? And for all of us, it helps to make it more memorable when we actually move around. So what I'm going to have you guys do is actually stand up and stand on the different letters as though they were steps in a dance, all right? And take your turn doing the T and the A and the N, and then the G and the O. Okay, are you game for doing that?
Sure.
I think we could do that. Let's try it.
Okay, so let's stand up. Okay. And I'm going to put these papers on the floor for you. Nehemiah, you're going to be on this side with the T, A, and N. And Shannon, you're going to be on this side with the G and the O. Okay, so I want you to start with the T to tell what happened, then the A, how it affected you, and then a nurturing statement. You ready?
I think so.
Okay.
Yesterday, remember when we were driving home from my mother's house? I remember you just getting really upset with me, and I had no idea why. And I felt like you were being unreasonable.
Unreasonable? Your mom does it all the time. She brings up your ex-girlfriend and then expects me to be okay with that.
Okay. Hold on just a second, because we're going to give you a chance for speaker, but you got to not change roles, right? Remember, one speaker at a time, one leader of this dance. Okay, so let's try it again with the A, and this time let's try and see if there's a feeling that you can give her. Like, instead of telling her the context, which is kind of what you did, you said kind of this is how it happens, tell how it affected you inside.
How it affected me?
Yeah, how it affected you personally inside, this thing that happened in the car.
I don't know. I I was confused.
That's good.
I felt confused because I didn't know what was going on.
Good.
But I love you, and I really want our relationship to work. So.
Okay. Good. You feel like you were able to tell her kind of the basic idea of what was going on in that situation?
As much as I remember.
Okay. Good. All right. Now it's your turn. And the first thing is the G. And see if you can just tell him back what you heard him say.
Okay. We were in the car driving home from your parents' house, and I blew up because you don't understand why your mother is a horrible person.
Okay. Did she get it? Is that what you said?
No. See,
Okay.
she talks about my mom like that. That's where the arguments can happen.
Okay. Well, let's just try to just make sure that you get it. Do you need him to say again what he said, or do you think you want to try again and see if you can check it out? All right.
We were in the car, and I blew up at you, and you're frustrated.
Okay. So, and what was the nurturing statement that he said?
That you love me, and you like it when I'm happy.
Okay. Did she get it?
She got it.
She got it this time. Yeah. All right. That's good. It went well. You guys got it after just a couple tries there. That's pretty good. Let's try it again. Maybe tell a little bit more about what happened, a little more detail of what happened in the situation, and see to listen again, and then we'll switch. Okay? So, Nehemiah, if you can give a little more information. What happened?
Well, in the car when we was driving home, I remember you started getting upset because my mom was talking about my old ex-girlfriend. And that made me upset because you know that I love you. And she was old, and that was retarded, and now I'm with you and we're married. So I kind of did both at the same time.
That's good. You covered both things. And then a nurturing statement?
A nurturing statement is, I do love you, and I like your smile.
Okay. Okay. So you're kind of teasing her a little bit there. Is that how you're taking it? You take it as a nurturing thing he's saying here?
Yeah.
Okay.
We tease each other.
Okay. That's fine. So try to see if you got that. See if you can reflect it.
We were driving home in the car, and we had come from your mother's house, and I blew up at you, and you were confused and frustrated because we've already had the conversation about your ex-girlfriend who will die.
Okay. So did she get the basic idea of what you were saying? Yes. Yes, you did. Yeah. I think you're understanding what he's saying, what the situation was, how he felt about it. And the nurturing part was?
You love me, and you love my smile.
Okay, good. Got it? Got it. I think so. All right, now observe the effects. What are you observing going on between the two of you during this conversation right now?
I think we're a little closer than normal.
A little closer than usual. Is it causing him to get upset or to shut down or anything like that?
No.
Yeah, I don't see that either. That's good. I know you're not feeling like you need to yell or do anything to get his attention.
I'd like to yell, but I'm not.
But you're not. You're not. Okay. It is a difficult topic for you guys, this ex-girlfriend and his mother, both. So you guys are really doing well with a really difficult topic here. So I can appreciate that it's taking some work to communicate and listen really well. But it is going better than usual. Okay. All right, with some practice, I think you'll find it helpful. All right, well, let's try switching, all right, and give you a chance to tell your side of the story, and you're a chance to be the listener, okay? All right.